Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, I was editing a video and recording another one. So, I decided to look on Twitter. Never do that. It ended up then something blow up. By the title of the video, you already know what it is. But, well, it turns out Soldier 76 liked the sausage. Yeah. And why that fucking matter? The problem is it doesn't. And that's a controversial statement on itself. Why someone would be saying this doesn't fucking matter and be angry? Well, because it kinda doesn't it? Look, first things first, has been a long time since I play Overwatch. To be honest, I think I did play on this Halloween. Like, I would try to get the Merce skin, but I was not up to grinding, so I decided, fuck that shit. Not gonna go grinding for it. And yes, I main Merce. Really enjoy it. I'm a support guy. And a tank sometimes. I really enjoy like play Tifa or something like that. But that out of the way, let's go back to the topic at hand. So, although I'm stupid and I didn't find whatever the fuck was that, the best at and the Guardian. I don't know if that is a comic, if that is an ebook or whatever the fuck. But I decided to go ohnickel video and let him like explain to me. And well, the summary of the thing is, after the comic where like you got Anna and Soldier united, they go say hi, they stay on the fucking deciding what they're gonna do next. They decide to help Cairo and then go fuck right off doing whatever Soldier's doing, aka probably beating up Talon, and then Anna like look to the photo, see Jack and his presumably ex-boyfriend Vincent, and that is it. It's showing then he was like he had a relationship with a guy, then he break up because he like I would never be capable of putting anything above duty, and that is the fucking thing. Well, to that aspect, I want to ask a question. What this shows to us? Does this moment show anything important? Does the fact that Soldier 76, aka Jack Morrison, would like left family behind show anything more? It add anything to the character? Well, the answer is no, it doesn't. We already knew that he would sacrifice family, friends even sometimes, to duty. Why? Well, he faked his own death. Any person who he cared for or care for him now believe he's dead. For a long period of time too, so in the end that is it. He led that. We already know that he would sacrifice many things to keep his duty and to keep working, to keep like the not the Overwatch spirit because we know then that's not his style, that's not what he's keeping up. His crusade, his personal crusade against Talon, that's what he's doing. He would keep that above and even sacrifice his own personality to it. Mostly becoming Soldier 76, not Jack Morrison. So, we don't gain any information. It's just like there, because it's there. So, it doesn't matter. And the fact that it doesn't matter becomes the problem. Now, I'm going to turn back that and why they could utilize that to show something important because they did in some way, in some aspect. But let's end that for like the more ending. The real reason, big reason why I decided to do this video is because it wait. As I said, I literally decided to do this video because I look on Twitter. And yeah, I discovered and I had a lot of Twitter, like a lot of the people that I follow on Twitter are very like lefty leaning liberals people. So yeah, that's interesting to say the least. But one of those decided to do a tweet. So the core of the tweet I'm gonna show in a moment is like there is importance, there is any reason to show like the the sexuality of a character in the comic, or not on comic but on media. Yes, sometimes there is. Most of the time there is when you need to, for example, show the character, not like the costume. Mostly I'm talking about superhero stuff, for example. Like when you need to show the character, when you need to show the person behind the mask. That is a very interesting way. Not I'm not talking about showing sexuality if he's straight, but showing the relationships. And if end up being then the guy is gay or straight, it doesn't matter if there is a point to develop character. Okay? Hope we're on the same page. I'm gonna give it an interesting example. Punisher. We know Punisher is straight. Probably. I don't know. Fucking things are strange on the new Netflix show. But Punisher is straight. He was married, he has like a family, two kids, depending on the comic or the movie or whatever interpretation. And because of that, he goes crazy, he goes ballistic, and now he's a fucking murder machine. Besides one time and another, when people decide to explore that point, this is never brought up again in the fucking thing. Except the fact that Punisher has a thing about kids. He will always try to protect them as they can, and defending they and things like that. Like he will go like full on rage mode when like kids are involved on the fucking crimes and stuff like that. So that is a point. To that matter, to that effect, to that all of this bullshit and stuff. To be honest, Punisher and 76 are kind of similar. You see that. In a way, both of they are on their own crusade and stuff like that. The only difference is, though both of the characters' motivations were set on the beginning of history. One because, well, Overwatch was fucked, and the other because his family was fucked. You can kind of debate the fact that Overwatch became Jack Morrison family, but that's not the point right here. But if you see, you can mod two of the characters in the same way. The fact is, each time that a comic starts to like take a fucking stick and poke out that thing, poke with the origins of the Punisher, we already see the fucking like shooting. We already see everyone murder his family. Each time they do that, people get tired because we already know that. And in the case of Jack Morrison, it's kind of the same fact. We already had his motivation, we already have enough of his background, and until you start really developing characters, this is garbage. This doesn't serve any purpose. But now, let's go for the tweet. This is the tweet that sparked me to do this video. I'm gonna place on my screen too, but yeah, here's the tweet. Let's read together. I mean, yeah, Peter Parker is straight, but did they have to shove it down our throats? His sexuality doesn't matter. Why bring it up? Did they have to show him and Mary Jane kissing? Just feel forced in there to appeal to straight people, to be honest. So the fact is, if you like take the notion is, if you take that out of and take the Peter Parker to Soldier and like Mary Jane to Vincent, and like straight to gay or liberal people, you would achieve the same goal. To be honest, no, you wouldn't, because at this point they didn't show yet Vincent like, and they just implied the two have a relationship and they were happy ever after. Well, they weren't, but you know what I mean. Now, As I compare right here and right now, this is the point. Like, if you wanted to do a comparison, I think put Punisher here would be better. Like Frank Castle, and that would be a better comparison. Really, if you like place Frank Castle and Soldier, they are like Soldier 76 is a PG-13 version of Frank Castle. Like, it's a E for everyone. The fact is, on the response to this tweet alone, did they have to show Peter Parker? Have is a very strong word because they probably didn't. They could like place simply. They could simply make the Spider-Man comic books about Spider-Man. They could just simply take the Mary Jane, the Peter Parker approach out, and literally have Spider-Man during some moments on the top of the building or whatever, where he contemplates about the city, then he just save and say, then yeah, I saved the city for the people that I love, and like drop names like Mary Jane, like Aunt May, and anything like, for example, Gwen, depending on the timeline of the thing. But why it's kind of important to show it? Because it's a simple fact of showing does help when you're trying to create a connection. It does help to show the moments where Peter Parker spent with Gwen, the moments when they are dating, and anything like that. It does help. It does put a little bit of more weight on the relationship and make the viewer be a little bit more connected to the character. Because when inevitably shit go hit the fan and Gwen dies, you feel that. And it does really kind of gives a little bit to the character moving forward. You does still have the same questions when he start forming new relationships. You start to thinking the same way than he is with, should I really be involved with Mary Jane? It's that thing where a character utilizes a mask not to protect himself, but to protect the people he loves, the people around him. So, how more you end up showing of that, it end up creating a little bit more of a bonding between the character and people who are reading, creating a connection. So when this is the thing, this is the stakes for the plot. The simple Mary Jane got kidnapped or things like that, or Mary Jane is involved, or whatever it is on that aspect, you, as the reader, get involved. You see these stakes. To that fact, in the case of Soldier 76, the history will never take that as a stake. Like, I doubt Vincent will ever appear again, so that's not gonna be a stake. That's not gonna be a problem. I doubt then, like, if the 35 hero will be like, I don't know, will be Vincent. I literally forgot his name 5 seconds after I told. Now, let me give you a very more interesting would be very difficult, but if you take, like, I don't know, I Genji was shown to be a party boy, so he would not be one. McCree already have some very fucking holes on his plot. Retribution was there to prove that. I don't want to say Moira because in my head canon, I have enough people on Twitter forcing Moira and Marston. My head already created the thing. Okay, let's use that as an example. And the problem is, a lot of people will tell that because I'm a white straight male, I'm more inclined to agree with lesbians, but well, whatever. Let's just go for it. If, for example, it does show that Moira and Mercy had a relationship during, it will show something in the history because right now Moira is working on Talon and Mercy it didn't choose where she will be working on or whatever, but we can like up the ball and believe that she's working with the Overwatch, and this will create something. This will add to the plot. This will add to the history. This will create something. It will not just be there to, well, this will not like just throw a bucket and say, here's something. Do whatever you want with it. Thanks. See you next time. And that's what this creates right now. If that was two characters, or for example, I don't know, McCree and it appeared in a like downtime. McCree had a boyfriend, and now the boyfriend is working with Talon. Whatever. What I'm telling is, to be honest, I have enough. I saw enough fun art on Twitter to to already have in my mind to believe that McCree and Hanzo had a relationship. So I don't fucking know. But Twitter is a fucking nightmare of a place. But if, for example, this is true for some crazy reason, let's go with this, and Hanzo end up going for Talon, yeah, I would be okay with it. I would be more okay with it, even more than, for example, Moira and Mercy, mostly because the fact is, like, McCree is in the side of his brother, who, like, is now already shown to be on Overwatch, quote unquote, thanks to Doomfist. And that's a problem with the fucking narrative of Overwatch. Let me go on a tangent. This fucking shit is totally broke. You cannot go for anything in game, because really, in game they already said that many of the lines are not canon. For example, the line where Reinhardt says to Reaper, calls Reaper the traitor, it's not canon because Reinhardt doesn't know about this fucking thing. They really need to, like, make shit up, fix their lore if they want to build character. That's the problem here. If they really want to build fucking characters, they need to fucking build characters. They need to build a fucking line, a timeline, because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Nobody knows when things are going. Nobody knows anything out of this garbage pile of a lore. Nobody knows if Talon has a reason to be the bad guys, or Talon is just like the cartoon bad guys. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows that. Nobody fucking knows whatever, like, Sombra is doing. Nobody knows why the Omnics are helping the Russians fight the Omnics. Maybe there is something because there is a comic about Zarya. But I don't know. Because fuck, someone needs to fix this garbage. And the fact is, they are not. But let's go back to the point. The fact is, if you're going to show relationship between characters, have to serve a purpose. Be a head herring, like to pull you, the viewer, on a different direction, or make him guess about what he's doing, or the notion that he has about the general storyline or the general plot, or be like there to be implemented. Maybe I'm wrong about it, but that's important. And when you're utilizing things to develop character, I hate unnecessary development. I hate that every time that someone else needs to do a Batman move, we have to see the fucking parents die. I hate it. I think gods that Marvel didn't kill Uncle Ben on this new Spider-Man. Because every time we already saw that enough on comics and things. The Punisher version, well, the Punisher Netflix, it's okay because they did kind of something with it. Like they altered a little bit. They made a different thing. They put that on his hand, like the death in his hands in some ways and somewhat. So they are like talking, creating a reinterpretation. So unnecessary background information really doesn't like bode well. It really, really pissed me off when that is a thing. But let's go back to the point again. And let's just say, it's not like Overwatch cannot do that right. It's not like Overwatch didn't do that right. Let's go back to last winter. To be honest, probably more than last because I don't know. When they revealed Tracer was a lesbian. Oh god. I don't know if I'm offending anyone by like lesbian and gay. If I am, whatever. I'm offending everyone already. I already offend everyone, so what can I do? So, to that effect, to that point, why it did kinda matter there, and I think it doesn't matter now. Tracer have been shown to be the new kid on the Overwatch. On every, for really, Like, Tracer appears in most of the things. She's like the flagship of the game, and it really, really, really shows then that the fact that she like has more character development than anyone. The fact is, Tracer still believes on humanity. For more strange than it sounds, the fact is she still believes on the future and things like that, and character development. And a way to show that is to the fact that she believes in that, then she still see hope. Then, for example, when she goes to see the I don't know the Muhammad Ali was I really would say Muhammad Ali of the Omnic, but it was not him. The Gandhi of the Omnic. Now I going to be called racist, but the Gandhi of the Omnic, like doing his speech and stuff like that. The fact that she questioned why the kill, the way then she talks to the kid, like, yeah, you, the world needs more heroes, and the way then she like still happy even like the shit dump there is the world right now on Overwatch down, talent still were like full existing. It's interesting that she still have faith in the world, faith enough to try to build a family on this like word and sounds to be fucked. Because, and again, that's when like the storytelling problem exists. There's a fucking omnic crisis on Russia, and everyone else is okay. It's like a fucking apocalypse event on Russia, and everyone like saying, fucked is Russia. There was one in Egypt. Everyone again say, okay, whatever. But that's the fact. Now, allow me to say why so, back to this. Yes, they did better because there was a little bit of a reason why doing with Tracer. Tracer having a family shows then she shows something then she still has the same hope than we saw everyone. Then she had from the beginning of the Overwatch project to this point in time, then we don't know. It developed her character, shows that she has something to fight for instead, like for example, Soldier 76. Then it's just fight because fight is something. Because fight is the only thing he knows, and that's the point. It worked there, but literally just say, make Anna take a photo of, hey, who is this guy? Oh, this is Vincent, my ex. Okay. That was the fucking part of the comic. It does not build character, it does not create anything better, it does not show anything else. It does not develop Soldier 76 because we don't. If after that point we go on a flashback and literally Soldier 76 like tells about his relationship and maybe the fact show build a little bit on that relationship for the character, the maybe show a fight or two between Jack and the character, show the decline, maybe a little bit of a decline as Jack decides to take more of a leadership role on Overwatch and neglect his own relationship with his partner and things like that, then yeah, I would be okay with, because that's development. That's character development. Just throwing like a gay card on the fucking table and say, "Yo, Jack, grab it." It's not great for character development. Because why, to be honest, this literally in this point, literally when doing is just because it does not act on character development, it does not show a mindset of a character because, well, again with the over thing, doing the same thing many and many times, the definition of insanity. We already fucking know about it. We already know that Jack will sacrifice anything and everything to keep his fight. He sacrificed his own self to that matter. And I'm not gonna lie, I would really think would be more like impactating if Vincent was a character on Overwatch, or if the relationship of like that Soldier 76 had was with someone under Overwatch, mostly because, and I really mean on Overwatch, not a new character that will show up and become a hero, a character on the old team, because it would be a little bit of showing the. Then he was really, really prepared to sacrifice anything, even fake his death on that incident with the person, to see the person of then he loved and things like that die on that incident, believing in his dead, make the person passing by all the trials and tribulations after that. Because I know on the weaker stuff like that, there, on the profile of Mercy says, then there is the fact that they had to go on a hearing, UN hearing about after Overwatch headquarters got blown up. They had to do a hearing about the death of the about the explosion and things like that. So to that matter of a fact, I do believe would be more impacting if it was a member of the Overwatch cast there was there, because simply that would create a more, it would like really shows then that thing happened, then Jack was more, then Surgery 76 was really would prefer to like forsake his own persona to take the mantle of the Soldier 76 in an impactful way, would build a little bit more over those blocks. Because right now it's the same. He said, "Oh, I left him before even." That's the point. He said, and he left him before. And interesting enough, it's a strange that Anna didn't recognize. I do say that because I see that Anna didn't recognize him. So Soldier 76 probably didn't met the guy didn't met the guy before he was like drafted into the Super Soldier program or something like that, because Anna was on his team in during the Overwatch uprising, the Omnic uprising. So that's a point. And for example, by the fact that she says then for Gabriel would could do something to him, like could put a Black Watch and stuff to him in a way to follow. It does show again. Then even Gabriel probably don't know about the guy, so it's really like a before. But it still shows like so Jack on a more closely his soldier, his U.S. soldier outfit. So it maybe they were together during when Soldier was in the army. And you see, that's the problem. It's so fucking shallow and lacking. That is why. Now, out of the problem, and that was what I have to say about it, I have one more thing. Overwatch player base is like going down. Most of the time, I don't think it's that new for anyone. I don't think anyone like believed in Overwatch is getting bigger every day, because it's not. If you go right now for Twitch, remember that Overwatch was like the second most viewed game on Twitch. Right about now, if I'm not correct, we have Fortnite. We do really have Sonic Rush. Oh my fucking god. Something is wrong with humanity. League of Legends just chatting. Destiny 2 and Overwatch. Overwatch has like 20,000k less than Destiny 2. Do you see the difference? Blizzard is getting a lot of bad rep. From their Diablo Immortal to anything else like that. So right now, what they need is a shield. They need something they can place above their heads and give they good publicity. They need something that literally can make any criticism null. Any criticism to the game right the fuck now will literally become people are just homophobics because they don't want the because Soldier 76. Any criticisms from the fact that the loot box packs are fucking garbage, and literally when right now if the player base keeps going down, they will be blaming on the white males who are bigots and don't and the homophobics and support Trump and all of that. And that's something that we are seeing. Battlefield 5 is something. Oh, and to an interesting thing, someone asked me on Twitter, why didn't I place Battlefield 5 on my list of most disappointing games? It's because to be disappointed, I had to have some semblance of a expectation or hope that the game would be reasonably good, or like. And I'm not going to deny it when I say that I have more like hopes than Metal Gear Survive would be good than I had hopes than Battlefield 5 would be good. So yeah, that's the answer. But back to the topic. They need something. They need something, and people, nobody, no matter how, why, or whatever the fuck, people would complain. This would definitely create a end goal. Because right now, if you literally complain about Overwatch, like if you really complain about lore, they will say you're a homophobic. If you just stopped playing the game, they will literally say, well, now look, all those white male homophobics guys are literally getting out of Overwatch. They can die mad. That was a thing, literally. Someone literally tweet, and I think I'm going to try find this tweet, and if I found, I'm going to place here. That's the toxic community for you. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my fucking thing. The end goal is it's okay to have homosexual characters. I fucking like Colossus. He's one of my favorite characters on Deadpool. And besides that, now that I notice, Deadpool is a very inclusive is a very inclusive movie. It is one of the best movies that I ever watched. The two. The first one is Marvel, but I like the two. The second movie was very funny. Sadly, it will be the last movie probably because Disney like bought that fucking thing, and now everything gonna be PG-13. And let's just hope then Kathleen Kennedy doesn't decide to poke her like fingers on it. Now, since the might celestial end up passing, we're not gonna have like the less semblance of a good thing on Marvel anymore. So yeah, the movies may be getting a little bit down. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I said my piece. I have to keep editing the other two movies, and well, see you guys and girls later. Holy motherfucker. 30 fucking 4 minutes of pure bullshit. That's drama for you.